Last one for today. Second one, last one, I promise. No more coffee. Ahoy, this is Zdenka. One of the most frequently asked questions I receive, and I receive it quite often, is this one. I have the same camera like you, I have the same lens like you, I have the same video settings, but still my video doesn't look cinematic like yours. What am I doing wrong? Well, my color grading takes literally 5 minutes. I came up with this, you can say, easy cinematic color grading trick, which obviously I'm gonna share with you in this video. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Zdenka Darula. If you want to learn how to take better photos and videos with the latest gear and possibly participate in creative camera challenges, consider subscribing. The camera I use is Canon M50, which is filming right now, and I just use a kit lens 15 to 45 millimeters. The color profile I have selected on the camera is standard, just the default standard. I use standard most of the time. I very rarely shoot in log. Well, I actually never shoot in log. I always shoot in standard because I have very little time. My schedule is very hectic and I want to minimize my editing time to absolute minimum. So that's why I shoot in standard and I just do very minor tweaks in the post to get my footage look that way. Video editing program I use is Adobe Premiere Pro, and there are literally 2 steps I make to get my videos look like, as you call it, cinematic and soft. So let me go ahead and open up the program and I'll show you step by step what I actually do. Here I imported a clip which I want to color grade, so now I need to go to color and look at the Lumetri color panel, which is very similar to Lightroom for photography. Here I look at the basic correction. I usually check the exposure. In this case it is lit up properly, is exposed properly, so I'm not gonna do anything with it. Then I check the highlights and I don't see that it will be too hot, so I don't need to move that. Shadows, I might move it a tiny bit to the right, and that's about it. I also look at the white balance if I need to adjust anything. So with the temperature, I usually go tiny bit to the right, just to make the skin look a little bit more natural, warmer. Tint, I rarely touch depending what I'm wearing, if I want to make it a little bit more purple or green, but very minor changes here. Next I go to color wheels and match. In shadows, I usually pull it a little bit to bloom tones, a little bit to coolers. That's what I like myself. So right about here, a very minor change. And then mid-tones, I usually move a little bit more to the orange and reds. This gives me a little bit bigger contrast right here. Very rarely I move highlights, maybe a tiny bit to the orange, but very rarely. And here I play with it until I'm pretty happy with the result. Sometimes, depending on what I am wearing and the background behind me, I play sometimes with the colors to see if I can come up with something different. Once I'm done with color wheels and match, I go back to basic correction to make sure that the temperature and tint is what I still like to see. I sometimes again play with it and pull it to the orange or to the blues. I think it's good pretty much here. And sometimes I pull the tint more to the purple. Right, I mainly look at the skin tone, making sure that the skin looks kind of real. And when I'm done with this, I just save it as a LUT, because next time I'm gonna be filming something like this, wearing the same clothes, or even having a very similar background. I don't have to do it all over again. And those presets I also upload to my Patreon page. For those interested, for only $2 a month you get access to all of them. So all you have to do is to make sure that your video kind of looks color-wise and light-wise similar to mine, then apply the preset, might tweak a tiny bit, and you're set. Let's actually go from color to editing. And here I pull out effect, which is called lighting effect. Drag it on the clip. Here is where I will make my video look soft. So let's close the Lumetri color and look at the lighting effect. Under light 1, I'm gonna change the spotlight from spotlight to omni. Here I'm gonna be playing with a few things. First, I'm gonna look at the major radius, because right now I'm very strongly lit here, but the background here is quite dark, and I know that if I'm gonna make it darker, my arms will look very dark, because the spotlight is really, the omni light is really just on my face. So I want to make it a little bit bigger, and I'm probably gonna go all the way, usually to about 66, to make sure that even my arms, everything else will be lit up. Next thing, I'm gonna go to intensity, because it is very strong. I'm just gonna make it a little bit softer, so I'll pull it to the left, like this, and then I check if my arms are still good. Right here is about right. From intensity, I usually go to ambience intensity and turn it down tiny bit to make sure there are no hot spots on me, on the sweater or on the skin. The very last step, I go to surface material. That one will actually make my footage look soft. So when I go to all the way to 100%, this is the original footage. This is how it looks like, very contrasty. And I'm going to pull it a little bit to the left to soften it. If you would go a little bit too much, it's just kind of washed out. And here's again very strong. I usually pull it back a little bit to about 75. Then I go back to major radius and I play with it again to make sure that this is what I want to see. I want to see myself lit up, and I want to see the background kind of dark. I like the vignetting, because that way I stand out in the video a little bit more. So again, if I increase it, it is a little bit too much of light. Let me go a little back. Okay, that could be right. Something like this, that can actually work. So here is before I did any color editing in Lumetri color and any lighting effect. And this is after with everything. And again, let me show original footage. And just with edit Lumetri color. And now edit lighting effect. Here you go. This editing style or technique, as you can call it, I purely figured out on my own. I didn't watch any tutorials on Adobe Premiere Pro. I literally was playing with the Adobe Premiere Pro software, saw what I can do there, and came up with this. I tend to not follow what is really right or the style, and that's how I was over the years with photography as well. I just edit the photos the way I like, the way I feel is right, and that's why some of my photos actually don't look like the typical North American style. They always say I'm kind of somewhere between Europe and North America, and I show it to as many people as possible to get the feedback. I wait and I see if they like it. If they like it, great. If they don't, I tweak something, I change something a bit. And that is what it is all about. You should find your own unique style. And just a very quick update about the Creative Camera Challenge. New one is coming up very soon, in a few days actually. I've posted a question on a Facebook Creative Camera Challenge group, what you would like to create, what you would like to see in the next round. You've posted some amazing responses. I love the fact that we can work as a team together, so you guys are happy with your Creative Camera Challenges, and me as well, I have fun with it too. So, new one is coming up very soon. Hit the thumbs up button if you like today's video, subscribe for more. Let me know in the comment section below, what are you currently working on? What are you trying to master, to achieve, to learn when it comes to photography and video? This actually helps me to create future videos. Or if you have any questions, comments, or simply want to say hello, you can do so there as well. And I will see all of you, my friends, in the next video. Ciao, ahoy.